A preliminary design is approved for a storm suppression system that would reach from Galveston, Texas to Corpus Christi, but it could have an effect on the entire U.S. Fox's Joy Addison joins us live with more on this story. Joy.
Hi, Christine. That's right. That project, part of which will go just behind me here in the Gulf of Mexico, is the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers' largest project to date. It will not only help people here in South Texas, but it will help eliminate supply chain delays across the U.S. And the entire project could take up to 15 years.
Here in Galveston, we have nuisance flooding now, which means that flooding occurs even without a storm or a tropical storm or hurricane here.
And that flooding becomes worse with heavy rains or hurricanes, but a solution is underway.
To combine a series of gated structures, kind of what we consider gray infrastructure, you might think of it as concrete in the water, with natural and nature-based solutions like beaches and dunes and wetlands to basically improve the resilience of the entire Texas coast.
The coastal spine barrier is a nearly $30 billion project that would allow the Gulf Coast to withstand, endure, and recover from storms quicker. But it doesn't just protect people locally.
The intent here is a national issue. If the Houston port, which is the largest port in the nation, shuts down as a result of a hurricane, for example, the rest of the country will feel that impact.
Port of Houston area moves about 275 million tons.
The Energy Information Administration reports the Port of Houston and Galveston accounting for 12% of the total U.S. crude oil imports as of May 2018. And the Port of Houston reports a 13% increase in overall economic value since then.
After Hurricane Harvey, the price of gas was elevated for 6 months nationwide because of the time it took to start up the refineries and so forth.
But one more obstacle stands in the way of the barrier project, matching federal funds.
And we have to have a local funding source to not only help build this system, but to maintain it.
One option for match funding is to add a tax, but officials have to consider whether a Texas resident in, say, El Paso would be okay with paying a tax for a project here in Galveston, Texas. Joy Addison, Fox 5 News.
Joy, thanks so much. Very interesting.